Hey folks, we're back again with another feedback episode where we take a look at the comments in our YouTube episodes and respond to them. So this episode we're focusing on Deep Purple, and this first comment is from Chris Teege. No stick from me, Perfect Strangers is easily their best album. Top-notch tracks from top to bottom. A classy and classic return for the band.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, somebody agreeing with me, but yeah, definitely. You know, it's so long ago now, as we said in the episode, that it almost feels like classic Deep Purple, and it's Mark II Deep Purple, anyways. So it's kind of cool. You know, obviously it's 10 years after the demise of the previous version of Mark II, but still, it's just a great album. You know, start to finish. I have had arguments since with people who have now seen the episode in email, aside from the comment section, where, you know, people have complained about various songs on Perfect Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
But as I maintained in the episode, I think every Deep Purple album, kind of the problem is there are 2 or 3 songs you could complain about and saying, I don't like them very much. And in the old days, when there was only 7 or 8 songs on an album, you know, you knock off 2 or 3 of them as not so much favorite. Something like Perfect Strangers, if you like 80% of it, it wins.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Retaxis says, Perfect Strangers is on my top 5 list of Deep Purple albums. The other ones are in no particular order: In Rock, Machine Head, Perpendicular, and Slaves and Masters. I have fond memories of Strangers. It was the first time I saw them live on that tour. It's really hard to place my top 5 in any order. They're all great albums with little or no flaws. I like the raw sounding in Rock and the polished sound of Slaves, the newborn purple on Perpendicular, but Strangers stands out. Best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah, I love the mention of the Joe Lynn Turner album. I mean, that's a guilty pleasure for me. I play that album a lot. I love the smooth, creamy production sound on that. I actually get a lot out of that record and visit it quite often. And In Rock is just a tantamount important, super important album in the invention of heavy metal, as we might have mentioned in the episode, along with Black Sabbath, Paranoid, The First Dry Heap. So those 4 albums in 1970. And arguably the best one out of all of them is In Rock.
Do you like the Joe Lynn Turner Purple album better than the Joe Lynn Turner Rainbow albums?
That's a hard one, because there is only one in Purple, and it sounds really very much like those Rainbow albums. I mean, Rainbow for me is 3 totally different bands. You know, there's the Ronnie era, and then there's the one I really like, Down to Earth. Of course, we have an episode on Rainbow, and I picked Down to Earth. I just love that album. And then the Joe Lynn Turner albums, I'm not crazy about them. I really like Bent Out of Shape is the best one. It feels like almost conceptual. With that album cover, for some reason, just speaks to me about what's on the album, which is very bizarre. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool album. Very bizarre. I mean, people forget it even exists because it's just so strange sitting there in the catalog.
Cool. Larry Torian says, respectful argument.
Yeah, you know, I suppose it's you have to basically you have to be respectful of the band in that era. I mean, they sold a lot of records with that. It's a Mark II coming back. It was basically, there's a lot of reason to love that era of the band. They had a triumphant tour. They held it together for one more record. So, you know, I mean, I suppose I was being respectful as well in the way that, you know, I realized that the whole Mark II era, and even, you know, records like Burn for sure, are going to be way up there. It's hard to pick something from a reunion era. The magic's not there anymore. But you have to love that early stuff. But no, I think they did a great job coming back.
Mm-hmm. And Clarence Worley, to finish us off, says, perfect wheelchairs.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I didn't make that up. I mean, I think I remember seeing that and laughing my head off when I saw that at first time. I think that was in Kerrang or something. All those British writers are so witty, eh? They always come up with all this good stuff. So yeah, perfect wheelchairs. And you know, it's funny that that's now 35 years ago, and they're still going.
Wow.
So the wheelchairs, I mean, they're all in wheelchairs now. I mean, back then it was just like a witty side thing, and it was only 10 years since the demise of the previous bands, or the Mark II version. 11 or so, 1973-ish, right? So yeah, it's funny.
Cool. All right, well, that wraps up this feedback episode, and check us out on social media, and stay tuned for the next episode.